Hey everybody, welcome to day 2 of my 7 days of lives. I'm Dawn with Wreath Decor by Dawn. If you don't know who I am, I'm going to go ahead and try and get up the comments here so I can see everybody. So come on in and say hello. Sorry. My phone and Facebook still are not playing nice together, so I cannot do the landscape mode still, but we will definitely make do with what we have. So come in, say hello. I'm just looking for your comments real quick. Give me 1 second, make sure my sound's off over here. Hello, hello. How's everybody doing today? There it is. Is that it? That's it. All right. So now I should be able to see comments. Somebody say hi for me so I can see if I can see your comments. Come on. There we go. Thank you. Hello. Welcome. All right. That should be it. Somebody come in and say hi. Nobody wants to talk today? All right. So what we're going to do. Hey there, Sharon. How are you? All right. Hot in Oklahoma. Yeah, we're chilly here. We were hot last week, but this week we're chilly again. It goes up and down, up and down. All right, here's the sign I'm going to use. It says keep calm and love dogs. It's a wooden sign. It's an 8x10. It's got some little jewels in here. So we're going to have that. That's our sign. We've got just a basic black mesh that we're going to use on the base. So we've got that. This one's already open. I'm just going to use up the rest of that roll and then we'll open another new one. Then I'm going to use some, hey Esther, I'm going to use some black and red plaid fabric mesh. We're going to do ruffles with that. So we're going to use that. And then I have my ribbons. I have a black and red plaid with some black stripes on the side. We have a black that's got dog bones and paws on it. We have a red with dog paws on it. And then a natural with the dog paws on it. So we will use those. I'm not sure what order I'm going to use those in yet, but we'll get that when I get there. And then I have this cute little dog stuffed bone that came, it was out at Valentine's Day, I believe it was. Walmart had some of them out. It's got a little squeaky toy in it. I'll put that on there where it'll be detachable so they can give that to their pet, whoever buys the wreath. So they'll have a little gift for their pet. And then we have a handmade bow back here that I did that's on my little bow maker waiting for me to finish because I ran out of time. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to put the camera down. I'll lift you up and put you guys down so you can see my workspace. I apologize for not being able to put you in landscape mode, but hopefully this will work. I don't want to make anybody dizzy. Let me know if you have any trouble seeing anything, and I can always adjust the camera. All right, let me move this stuff out of the way. I already did my frame. I have a 14-inch Dollar Tree frame. I did 18 ties, 10 on the bottom, 8 on the top. I space mine out between 4 and 4.5 inches. I just alternate the spacing. So let me get the mesh over here. Open this up. So how's everyone doing today? Is everybody hanging in there? I know it's tough being quarantined and not being able to go anywhere. It's not fun, I know, but we got to do it, right? Get this over with. The sooner the better. All right, so I've already used this mesh for another project, so this is what I had left over. I'm going to use the rest of this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to worry about cutting this off just yet. I'm going to gather it all up. Just go down below where I cut it. I'm going to gather it up. Then I'll cut it off. And we're going to zip tie it down. I'm going to do 12-inch poofs. I'm doing great. Thank you very much for asking. Excuse me. Let me get some zip ties. I have to keep touching the screen in order to see your comments. So if I missed anybody coming in, I apologize. Thank you so much for sharing. Hello, everybody. It's good to see you again. This is day 2 of our 7 days of lives. All right, so when I start, I want to start where there's 2 pretty close together on top and bottom. I like to start at the top and do my top row first. So I did my regular live last night, and that was day 1. So we will be doing a live every day for the next 7 days, ending with next Wednesday evening. Something just to break up the boredom and kill some time while we're all at home. I know there's a lot of people that are doing lives. I'm going to be part of a live thing this weekend, marathon this weekend on Hardworking Mom's page, Lori Jacobs. I'm in her groups, and we're doing one this weekend on Friday and Saturday, so a bunch of us in the group are doing that. So that'll be fun. So I'll actually be doing 2 lives on Saturday. All right, so again, I'm doing 12-inch poofs. And I apologize, my comments are not scrolling. I have to touch the screen to see you. So if you're commenting and I'm not answering you right away, that's why. I apologize, and I will look at your comments here in 1 second. But hello to everyone who's joining us. I really do appreciate y'all being here. And I hope you guys are having a great day, or at least as great as you can, being cooped up inside. It's kind of hard not being able to see your comments scroll by. I feel like I'm flying blind here. Hello, hello, everybody. Thank you so much for watching today. If you wouldn't mind sharing, I would really appreciate that. Anybody new? This is your first time here. Come in, say hi, tell me where you're from. We love it when we get newbies in here. Hey, Ty. We love everyone that joins us. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I am doing 12-inch poofs. This is just a basic black mesh we're using for a base. I had a roll open already, so we're going to finish this roll up, and then we'll open up a new one and finish the bottom. So I like 12-inch poofs because I like them to be a little bit bigger and fuller. But you can do whatever size you want, of course. Whatever your preference is. What works for me may not work for others. That's the fun thing about doing this, is that you can take what others do and kind of adapt it for your own needs and what makes you comfortable. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that very much. So it looks like we'll have just enough to finish the top, and I'll open up the new one to put on the bottom. And that'll leave me some extra to use on another wreath later on. Because, you know, 7 days of lives means 7 projects. So I have to have lots of mesh. Yes, I used to do 10-inch poofs, and I went to the 12-inch, and I really like 12. It just gives a much fuller look for me. And that's what I prefer, so that's what I do now. Yep, we're going to have just enough for this top one. So if you haven't seen how I put my frames and my ties together, I do have a video on my YouTube channel that it's just a short little video that shows you how I do the ties, how I space them apart. If you're interested in that, subscribe to my YouTube channel and you'll be able to see that as well. Oh, I hate when they staple these things down. I wish they would just tape them. Oh, Lord. Good thing we won't be needing the end of this. All right. So there's the end of our mesh. I got one more poof I need to make. And then we will cut that off. And I'm going to go right back in where I started. I'm going to open that tie up. And I'm going to put my last poof in there. And then we'll just cut this off. And then we will start a whole new row on the bottom. So I'm going to leave about an inch or an inch and a half when I cut it. Get rid of that. We're going to zip tie it down underneath the poof or in between the poofs because that'll be covered up by the next row. So I usually ask everyone what they got planned for the weekend, but considering that we can't do much, I guess that's not good to ask right now because I know we're not doing anything. As much as I'd like to, I'm sure a lot of people are doing stuff around their house, yard work. Yeah, I don't want to do any of that stuff. Hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm not seeing comments scroll, so forgive me for not seeing everyone's name in that when they say hello. I will go back after the live and say hello to anyone that I've missed. Probably everyone, because I can't remember who I have and haven't said hello to, so. Alright. Get this one wired up here. There we go. Alright, so we're just going to do the same thing on the bottom. I'm going to start right here. Let me open up these ties a little bit. So what kind of projects is everybody working on that does this kind of stuff? Anybody working on anything? Whether you do it as a business or as a hobby, I'm sure you're probably making lots of fun things right now. Because we have nothing but time, right? Alright. So I need one more zip tie. Doing patriotic? Yeah, I did a patriotic last night. And I'll probably be doing more this week for those 7 days. I have a couple of things planned. If I can get myself together and get done. Oh, there it is. I knew I had another one. We'll start right here. Making masks, yes. My sister is doing that too. She lives out in California, and she has been hustling making those things out there. She lives next door to a nurse. So you can imagine, with everything going on out there, how busy she is. Of course, right now, getting the supplies is what's hard for her. Alright, so I'm just zip tying this down like I did on the top. Give it a nice pull, cut off the end. And then we just continue on with our poofs. Yeah, everyone making those masks, it's such a great thing that they're doing. Yeah, she's making them and donating them. She's a hairdresser by trade, so she's been home with a broken arm for a while now when all this happened, and she sews anyway, so she put her sewing machine to work and has been doing that to pass time and help out. She sent me a couple to give out to some friends and family here. Unfortunately, I just haven't been able to give them to anybody because we can't go and see anybody and they can't come here, so I will have to mail them out. But thank goodness for everyone making those masks. They may not be what they need, but you know what? Whatever they can get that helps is what they need. Yeah, I sent her some money to donate for her to get some material, but getting it is just the hard part, unfortunately. But she's been doing pretty good so far, and hopefully she'll have enough to continue. I don't have material here. I could probably see about going if I could get her some, but all of our stores are closed, so at least for now. But I am sure one thing that this whole thing will teach all of us is that if, God forbid it ever happens again, I think we'll all be better prepared next time. At least I hope we will. Alright, let me check your comments here. I feel like I'm not talking to you guys. The marathon for Lori starts on Friday evening, or Friday afternoon, I believe. I'm not sure what time it begins. I'd have to go back and look. If anybody from Lori's group is on here and knows, if y'all could put that in the comments for me, I'd appreciate it. And then someone else is doing one too, but I think it's Saturday and Sunday they're doing it. I'm making a dog wreath, Carmen. Finishing up my poofs here. And then we will put on some ruffles and some ribbons. So have y'all been cooking more now that you're home? Baking? Anybody make anything good? I keep saying I'm going to make like some brownies or something, and I haven't done it. The last thing I really need to make is sweets, but I don't have anything else to make, so have a brownie mix and a cookie mix. That's about it. My poofs are 12 inches. Alright, I need to fix this because it's twisted and I don't like this poof. So I'm going to undo it. Hello, hello, anyone who's just joined us. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind sharing, I would love that. Let others know that we're hanging out and chit-chatting. Come join us. We're not doing the... We don't have our bartender tonight because she works a full-time job. So we have on my lives on Wednesday nights, we do a virtual bartender. And hang out and chit chat and have some virtual drinks while we're doing it and have some fun. But today we're not doing that. Although day drinking does sound fun, doesn't it? Hello, hello. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let me see what you said up here. Poofs are 12 inches. I like 12 inch, but you can make them however big you like. I used to do the 10, but I prefer 12. All right, let's see if that came out better. Don't like it when they get all twisted and wonky. So that'll be fun. So like I said, doing my 7 days through Wednesday, and then on Saturday at 8:30 p.m. I will be doing a live on Lori's page, which is Hardworking Mom. She is my business coach. I'm in several of her groups. She has a design group and a business group and a YouTube course. So I'm in all of her groups. So we will be doing, hey Josh, how are you, hon? Are you still working? So we are doing a marathon with her business group on Friday and Saturday. And all of us are taking like an hour to do a live throughout the day and the evening. So that'll be fun. So I'll be on Saturday probably afternoon here on my live for my 7 days, and then Saturday evening I will be on her page doing a live over there. So that'll be fun. You know, it's something to keep everybody entertained, and not much going on that we can do, so this is one way to kind of help everybody out and give them some kind of entertainment, you know. And you get to see several different designers throughout the day and evening, so that'll be fun. Get to see all the different things people do, and so it won't all be wreaths. I'm sure it'll be a whole mess of things. I haven't decided what I'm going to be doing just yet, but I will know by 8:30 on Saturday, that's for sure. Alright, so there's our base. Hey, hey, hey! Hello from North Carolina. Where are you at, North Carolina, Deborah? I'm in North Carolina. Alright, we got that out of the way. Let me just move this mesh so I can move my roller. So I'll have a little more room. And if you guys have any trouble seeing, let me know. Like I said, my phone and Facebook do not play nice together. So I can't do landscape mode right now for whatever reason. I've done the updates. I've restarted. I've done, you know, everything. I can think of, and nothing's working. They still doesn't want me to try the landscape. That's why in my last two videos, if you go back and look at the very beginning, I'm sideways. It's not because I don't know how to work the camera. It's that it just doesn't want to play nice. But like I said, I did order a new computer, so hopefully when that comes, I can hook up my webcam and everything will be working right. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. My name is Dawn, and this is Wreath Decor by Dawn if you're new. I am doing a 7 days of lives just to kind of kill some time and entertain everyone. And today is day 2. So we're doing a dog wreath. Here is the sign that we're using if you just joined. It says, keep calm and love dogs. So we are going to, oops, why did I get the ribbons out? I'm not ready for those yet. Getting ahead of myself here. Those are the ribbons I'm using though. Alright, here's the fabric mesh we're using for ruffles. These are cut at 15 inches. So we are just going to ruffle them up, put them in every tie. And then I will probably, because the sign is kind of heavy, I will put a little extra ruffle underneath the sign so that it doesn't smash down my mesh and stuff. So I'm just, like I said, I cut these at 15 inches. I'm just going to roll the end over a little bit because I don't want to see those frays. All mesh frays. There's nothing you can do about it, but whatever you can to minimize it works really good. This wreath is already listed in my shop on Etsy, Wreath Decor by Dawn, but it does not have a picture because obviously it's not done yet. But it does say made on Facebook Live. I'm also putting in a little dog toy that will be able to be taken off and can be given to the dog. It's an actual pet toy. It's a little dog bone that says, I woof you. I'll show you that. If I can, there it is. So here's the little dog toy that we're going to put on there as well. Comes with a little squeaky inside for them. So that'll go on there, and I'll make it so that it can be easily taken off and they can give it to their pet. If they choose. They don't have to, but... Make sure I'm not missing anything. Thank you. Yeah, I've had that sign for a while, so I've been wanting to use it. So we are putting the ruffles in every tie. This will match the sign really well because that sign is in red and black. And I will trim off any of these loose pieces as we go. So if you guys aren't doing anything Friday and Saturday, come hang out over at Hardworking Mom and watch everybody live. If you don't follow her page already, go over and give it a like, and that way you can see when everybody starts going on. It'll be a fun day, I'm sure. Unfortunately, I will have to miss some of it because I have to do my live, and then I also have group tomorrow night, my own group. So what kind of things have y'all been doing at home? Are you doing a lot of housework? Are you doing any remodeling? Are you doing spring cleaning? gardening. I don't do any of those things. I did the spring cleaning. I did that already. The only thing I haven't done is wash windows, and I haven't been able to do much outside because our pollen here in North Carolina has been really bad. And it bothers my allergies. We all have allergies, so it's hard for us to get out there right now and do it. Oh, I won't leave out the cats. I have things for those too. I have signs. They're not as easy to find signs for cats as it is for dogs, but I did find some at the end of last year, and I did buy them up so I would have them. So I do have cat signs too. I just don't have one that matches this. But I do have other cat signs if someone wanted this for a cat rather than a dog, although the dog bone wouldn't do them any good. But yes, I can make cat ones too. I'm over by Fort Bragg, Fayetteville area. Which is about 2 hours south of Raleigh. We are right off the 95. Welcome from Wisconsin. Thank you so much for joining us. I do my regular live every Wednesday at 8 o'clock here on my page. So if you're new and you haven't yet, please like and follow my page. You can also sign up for email alerts if you'd like to know when I'm live. Although I'm not doing that this week because of my 7 days. I don't want to bombard people with email lists or with my email. But you can sign up for my email list and be notified every week when I go live. And that is pinned at the top of my business page. If you go to that first post, there is a link that tells you how to sign up for the list. And I don't use my email list for spam or anything like that. All I do is send you a weekly update telling you I'm going live, what time. Eventually, I will have it on there to tell you what I'm making that night and a supply list for everything. But I haven't gotten that far yet. I'm lucky I've got the email list because some of that stuff I'm not very good at doing. So it's a slow work in progress for me. I'm good at using a computer and that for certain things, but there are other things that I am definitely challenged on. I can use my phone and tablet better than I can use my computer, and I've had a computer longer. Rock Hill, South Carolina, I know where that's at. My daughter lives in South Carolina. So if you don't know who I am, again, my name is Dawn. My business is Wreath Decor by Dawn. I've been doing this for a couple of years now online. I have an Etsy store. My husband is a military veteran, and he is retired and works for the government now here in North Carolina. And I have 2 grown kids, and I have 8 grandchildren. And I'm only 21. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Hi, Terry. Yes, ma'am. I will be live for the next 6 days. At different times throughout the day. I will try to put it up as far in advance as I can what time I'm going to go live. Sometimes I don't know until maybe an hour before, but I will definitely try to put it up way before that. Tomorrow I'm thinking like around 1, but we'll see how that goes. I'll know more in the morning. I do have a YouTube channel, so all my past videos are loaded up there that you can rewatch. I've got a few tutorials up there as well. I'm getting ready to record another one on how I box and ship my wreaths. I've been trying to think of different things that I can record some tutorials on that people might be interested in seeing or learning, rather than just have lives. Sorry if I'm missing any comments. The comments are not scrolling, so if I don't look up at the screen, I can't see. The ruffles are 15 inches. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new, tell us where you're from. I am in North Carolina. I have lived here on and off most of my adult life. Actually, all of my adult life, because I moved here the first time when I was 19, so I have been here off and on since then, and I am well past 19 now. So we lived here for the first time for about 8 years. My husband was active duty military, and then we moved to Alaska, and then we came back, and then I went to California because he was going to retire when his 20 years came up. So I went out to California thinking that's where we were going to go back to, because that's where we're from. And we decided that wasn't where we wanted to be. And we moved back. Well, he stayed in the military, actually. He re-enlisted for a couple more years, so he went back past his 20 years, went 24 years. And then he retired here at Fort Bragg, and then took a job with the government, working with the military still. And they moved us to New York, where we were for 8 years. And then after 8 years, we finally got to come back here, where our kids, down near our kids and grandkids, my daughter eventually moved to South Carolina, but they're not that far from us. And she's got a bunch of kids herself. She has 5 of my grandchildren, and then my son has 3. So that, in a nutshell, is me. All right, a couple more of these and we'll be able to put our ribbons on. So if you're just joining, let me show you the sign again. This is our sign, and we're making a dog wreath, obviously. Keep calm and love dogs. I like the little jewels it has on there. So we're going to put those on, and then we are going to put on a bow And then I have a little dog toy that has got a little squeaker in it that they'll be able to take off and give to their pet if they choose. It's really cute. It says, "I woof you." So I will make that so it can be detached and they can give it to their pet, to their dog. But if you want a cat wreath, I can do a cat wreath. I do have some signs. The sign, I only have one of them, and I honestly cannot tell you where I got it. I thought I got it from the Christmas tree store, but the tag on the back is not one of theirs, so it doesn't look like their tag. So I could have still gotten it from them, and maybe the tag was just different for whatever reason, but I don't know why. For some reason, I feel like that's where I got it. But the tag did not have a name on it, and I usually write on the back where I get things so I know. So I'm sorry, I apologize. I can't tell you for sure that's where I got it, but it was last year when I bought it. And I've had it sitting here to use for quite a while. I love doing these black and red together like this. I just really like that look. It's good for all year too. You can use this for Christmas. This mesh is perfect for any time of the year. Makes a nice farmhouse look, a pet wreath, Christmas wreath. Very versatile. All right, so there's our base. Very pretty. It's going to go really nice with that sign. Let me move it out over here so you guys can see it a little better. There. See that? How it matches that really nice? That's going to look good. All right, so let's put our ribbons on. Let me show you the ribbons again, now that I've messed them all up. All right, so we have this red and black plaid with the black and white edge on it. We have the black with the dog bones and the paw prints. We have a red with the black paw prints. And then we have this natural with the black paw prints. So let me see which ones I'm going to put together. I don't usually like to put my reds and same colors together, but once in a while you have to. I don't know if I like that or if I like that. Yeah, I'm going to break them up, I think. We're going to do those over here. All right, so let me move these out of the way a little bit. I've got strings everywhere. Now the ribbons came from different places. This one in my hand, the black plaid or red plaid, came from A.C. Moore. The black with the dog, these came from the Wreath Shop. And then the other two came from Craft Outlet. The 2.5 inch ones. Let me make sure I'm not missing any more comments. Thank you for blessing my page. I really appreciate that. Hey, Lori. Hello, Indiana. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put these two together. Let's see how that looks. My ribbons are cut at 14 inches. We're just going to fold them in half and gather them up. And I'm going to start on the top. And we'll put these in here. Give it a couple twists. And then we want to bring them out, fan them out a little bit. And then give them a little curl so that they stand up. And most of that I go back and do after, so you don't have to sit here and watch me do all that. But just to show you how I do it, I'll do it on one more. I'm sorry if I'm missing any comments. Let me see. Hello, newbie to my page. Thank you so much, Donna, for joining us. I really appreciate that. I do my regular live on Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock if you'd like to come back then. This week I'm doing 7 days of lives. So today is day 2. So I will be on for the next couple of days, every day at different times. Some in the evening, some in the afternoon. Just to kind of give everybody, you know, a little bit of entertainment, something to do while we are all on quarantine and lockdown, being safe. My comments don't scroll for me, so I have to touch the screen to actually see what you guys are saying, so give me 1 second. I saw a bunch of comments go by just a second ago. Facebook does not like me this week. Don't know what the problem is, but needs to get over it, right? Yes, welcome. Thank you so much for watching. Your daughter lives in Auburn. I'm not familiar with where Auburn is. I am near Fort Bragg in the Fayetteville area, which is in the southern part of the state, southeastern part of the state. This wreath is listed on my Etsy shop, and I believe it's $76 plus shipping. Thank you. Yeah, I like these ribbons a lot. The only one that is like a satiny one is the red one, the big red one with the paw print on it. But it's not a shiny satin like satin normally is. It's got just a slight satin feel to it, so that's good. Because usually satin is not great to work with on a wreath. And I will go back and I will fluff all these ribbons out, but for now we're just going to get them on here. But if anybody wants to see me do it again, just let me know and I will show you again how I did them, how I fluff them out. And again, the ribbons are cut at 14 inches. I do 12-inch poofs and 14-inch ribbons. And then, of course, we have the ruffles, but I really love these colors together. They go with that sign so well, too. And then they'll have that little doggy toy to give their pet. Or they can leave it on their wreath, whatever they choose. Let me show you the little toy again. It's got the little fluffy back on it. And then it says, "I woof you." And it's got a little squeaker in it. Probably need to stop doing that. My mom's dog's probably hearing me squeak up here. So is there anything in particular you guys would like to see me do on my marathon this week, the 7 days of lives? I've got some welcome signs. I've got some bee signs. I have a ladybug. I also have some beach things, some lake themed things. So if there's anything in particular you guys would like to see, let me know and I've got a lot of stuff pulled out together already. But I can do more. I'm also going to do a couple of florals, maybe a grapevine. I have a little truck, a patriotic truck that I want to do. I got to get it spray foamed though so that I can use that. Because that stuff takes a little while to cure. So I want to make sure I get it done so that I can use it. Okay, one more on top, and then we'll move down to the bottom. Don't know how my hands are going to hold up through all of this, but so far we seem to be doing good. I have really bad carpal tunnel, and I was working with a physical therapist or occupational therapist when all of this happened, this virus stuff happened, and they canceled all my appointments, so I can't go anymore. How do I do shipping on eBay? Floral wreath would be nice. Or, I mean, a grapevine would be nice. Yes, that. Yep, the replay will be up on my page for you to see anytime. I'm sorry, I have to keep touching the screen so I can see your comments. You'd like to see the patriotic truck? Okay. And a lake one, yes. Shipping. Somebody asked me about shipping. How do I shipping? I use Etsy. I do go through Etsy, and I use FedEx. The post office for me, because I'm over here on the East Coast, is way too high. So I use FedEx, and it's cheaper for me to ship. I do not use anything bigger than a 22 by 22 by 8. Anything bigger than that, and it is too expensive to ship. And I usually get my shipping label through Etsy. I do check all the other online shipping things first. Like there's, different places like Pirate Ship and that you can use. But I always make sure that I check around and see what's going to be the cheapest option to ship. And for me, usually it's FedEx. I did sign up with them with the business account, but Etsy gets a bigger discount than what they were willing to give me. So that's what I use right now to do my shipping. If it's something that's smaller, like say a small floral arrangement, a table arrangement, something like that, that will fit in a smaller box, then the post office is cheaper for me. You just have to find what is going to be best for you and the size of box you use and the things that you make and ship. That's the best advice I can give you. And then you need to shop around with all these other shipping places that they have online. There's several of them that are free to use. Don't use like those shipping places in your neighborhood that you go to. I use them as a drop-off, and that's it. We have one right down the street from us. And I know the girl there, and she is a FedEx drop-off location, and that's all I use it for. I don't have them do my boxes. I don't have them do my shipping. I don't ship through them. I just drop my box and go. But they are always going to be more expensive, and she even tried to see if she could give me a better rate there because she can do a discount that way, and she wasn't able to beat what I was already getting. So you just have to shop around. You have to see what's going to be best in your area for you. But you can use Pirate Ship. There's Easy Ship, Ship Station. There's all kinds of shipping things if you Google them. And most of them are free. Some of them do charge. But, just check them and see what's going to be the cheapest option for you. I could have FedEx pickup, but we didn't have much luck with that when I tried it in the beginning. So it's just easier for me to take it and drop it off. It's not that far. It's down the street. I hope that answered your question. If not, let me know. I do not do free shipping on Etsy. I tried that. My sales tanked. And I went back to charging shipping, and my sales picked up. So you go figure. I can't explain it. because the shipping essentially was the same as it is now. It was just, of course, you know, added into the cost of the wreath. Because that's what they do when they charge free shipping, because they're not actually shipping it for free. They're not paying that for you. You're still being charged for it. But yeah, I don't know. I did try it. I gave it a couple of months. My sales were doing really well before I started it. As soon as I did free shipping, sales stopped. I gave it a couple of months. I couldn't do it any longer, and I went back to just doing a flat rate shipping, because I don't do calculated. If I did calculated, my wreath, you know, the post office would want to charge $50 to send a wreath from North Carolina to Florida. And I just do a flat rate. And that seems to work. My business picked back up and it's been doing fine ever since. So, no, I do not do free shipping. Sorry. I can't explain it, but that is exactly what happened. Hi, Deb. I'm just checking to see if I'm missing any comments, so forgive me if I'm not saying hello to you. The comments do not stay on my screen, so I actually have to touch the screen in order to see them. It used to be they would stay on there, and I don't know why they don't anymore. But like I said, I do have a YouTube channel. I would love it if you guys would subscribe to that as well. Just check out Wreath Decor by Dawn. All the videos I do over here on Facebook, I also put on YouTube, so they can be watched from either location. On Etsy, I do a flat rate shipping, so I just put it in there. What I did was I had to go through and see where do I ship the most to, and then I picked the closest to me and the furthest to me that I ship. Which for me, the closest to me would be Virginia or Florida, because I ship to those two places a lot. The furthest away from me that I ship is California, but mostly to Texas. I do have a lot of customers in Texas. And then you find what the average is. And then you charge a flat rate, do a shipping profile on Etsy for that flat rate for whatever that cost is going to be. Now, some you may not, you know, some may be a couple dollars more, some may be a couple dollars less. It all averages out. So you just have to find what works for you. My flat rate is $15. So, for instance, this wreath here would be $76 plus $15 for shipping. But that's what works for me. That's not to say that that's what works for you. You have to do what works for you. But if you have any questions, you can email me or message me, private message me on Facebook too. I'll be glad to help. Alright, ribbons are all on. I'm going to leave my ties there so that I can go Maybe put some flex tubing or something in there after I'm done. I never know what I'm going to add after. So the sign is wooden. It's pretty thick. If you look on here, it's pretty thick. I stapled on some pipe cleaners to the back. That's what we're going to use to tie on our sign. I do have a bow as well, so I'm going to make sure that the sign is not right in the center. Let me see where I want it to go. I left a little hanger on here. If they ever want to take it off of the sign, they can hang it up in their home, whatever. Maybe we'll put it up a little, and then we can put the bow below it. I think that's what I'll do. So I'm just going to grab my little needle here. I use this needle to help me get my wires and that through my mesh. It's just a metal needle. Mine's about 5 inches long. You can get it. It's called a yarn needle. I got mine in the yarn section of the store. No problem. Anytime, if you need to ask a question, just send me a message. I have no problem with that. Well, usually it goes right through, but that one wanted to catch. Make a liar out of me. Alright, so I'm just going to take my pipe cleaner and wrap it around one of the rings of the frame. I'm going to leave it set there. I'm not going to tighten it because I want to make sure first that it's in a good position. So it goes right through that mesh. Just move your ribbons out of the way so you don't catch any of those. Hey Joy, how are you doing, hon? Are you feeling any better? And if you have fat fingers like I do, and the rings are really close together, sometimes it's not easy to do. Alright, there we go. So if you struggle with getting those wires and those pipe cleaners through your mesh and that, or it takes too long, you get frustrated, grab a needle and use that. It does make a huge difference, I'm telling you. They come in plastic as well. When you put this on, you don't want to pull it down too tight. If you do that, it's going to smash your mesh and stuff. And I don't want to smash it. That looks like it's holding up pretty good. The sign's kind of heavy, and I thought I was going to have to maybe put some extra mesh behind it to keep it from smashing, but it looks like it's going to hold up pretty good. So I don't think I'll have to do that. But if I did, I would just make a couple more ruffles and put them in underneath it. You can watch from the beginning. This will be up on my Facebook page, and I'll be putting it on YouTube as well. I've been working on my YouTube channel and trying to update some things over there and update some of my videos and add some tutorials. Alright, so those are just tacked, I call it tacked in place. They're actually just, I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so it's not sticking out as far. And I will go back afterwards and tighten them down, make sure they stay in place. Alright, let me grab my bow. Alright, so I made this bow before I went live. I didn't get it finished completely. I was getting ready to take it off when it was time for me to come on here, so we're going to do that really quick. I've zip tied it down. I'm going to use some regular floral wire for my bow to attach it to my wreath. So I'm going to get me a piece of wire here. And this is 26 gauge silver wire. Silver wire is about all I use, unless it's a Christmas wreath or gold or something like that that I need. But I learned that from Lori being in her group, that the silver wire hides the best in a wreath, and it really does. Alright, so we're going to pull this off and see if I can do this without messing up my bow. So that little indent there is where my zip tie is going to sit. I want to rotate that around to the back. Let's get rid of this. This is an easy bow maker for anyone that doesn't know. And you can get these, I believe, at Michael's and online. You can get those. Hobby Lobby used to carry them, but I don't think they do anymore. So I use a long zip tie. What did I do with my wire? I'm going to put my wire through the back so that I can attach it to my wreath. So I'm just going to fold this over so I can slide it up underneath there. Alright, now we can tighten this down. Not too much, but I still want to fluff it out, but enough that it's going to hold everything in place for me. Alright. And see this one right here twisted, so I need to twist it back. That's why you don't want to tighten it all the way down, because then you can twist this back into place. So the way I made this bow is I did a 4, well, I guess it's a 4 and 2. Each layer I did 4 on the first row, then the next row I did 2, you know, 1. Let me start over again. I did 2 on each side, then I did 1, then I did 2, then I did 1, and I did that all the way up. So it's 4 ribbons, or 4 loops, but 2 on each side. Oops, that was a 1. And then I just put this little dog print one in the center. That covers up your zip tie. I take a really long time to make a bow, so I don't usually do them live. Eventually, I will work on that. I have been trying to work on that. Every year I set a goal. Last year it was to make the bows. To make bows and put them on my wreaths because I never did. I was intimidated to make bows. Now that I make them, thank you. Now it's to make them live. I just take a really long time to do them, and I don't think anybody wants to sit here and watch me do that. But I will get better at it, and I will work on my timing, and then I will start doing them on my lives. I do them in my private group for them. I've started doing that for them. All right, this one is bugging me. It's twisted in the end there. All right. Gotta get all these untwisted in the center, and then I can go ahead and tighten this down. All right, so that looks good. Now I'm going to smush it again because I'm going to tighten it really tight. Try not to anyway. And I have to use my pliers so that I can get it tight. Although don't do what I did and put it all the way down on your wire cutters, because that will cut the zip tie. And that's not good when you're trying to tighten it. All right, that was a long zip tie. I was like that too, Terry, and you know what? I just had to keep practicing at them, and that's what I did. All last year, that was my goal, was to work on bows, and that's what I did. Every wreath I made, I put a bow on, just so that I had the practice. And you know what? Take as long as you need to take to make it, too. God knows I do. That's why I don't do them live. Because I take forever to make a bow. Because I like to, I will stop and undo it all right in the middle of it. And you can't do that when you're doing it live. People don't want to see that. They want to see you make the bow, get it done, and get it over with, and get it on your wreath, and move on. So that's what I'm working on now. But like I said, I do them in the private group, though. I'm working better on doing that with them, because That's what you're supposed to do. All right, I'm going to cut off some of this excess. I left a little excess sticking out over here off the center one to make sure I had enough, and I want to cut some of that down. And then that's going to lay down, and then this one you fluff out, and that covers up your zip tie. There we go. And then you dovetail your ends, but I don't do that until I put it on my wreath. All right, so now I'm going to take my... I'm going to even this up. I keep a little trash bucket here. I'm going to take my needle. I'm going to put both of those wires through there, fold it over, and then I'm going to go right down here next to this tie, because that's the thickest part, and it's going to hold that right in there and pull that down. Well, you got to put your wires... You gotta fold them over tight, otherwise they want to snag like they just did. Let's try that again. See, I say it's really easy and then I mess it up. Make sure you fold your wire over once you put it on here, and make sure it's like this so that when you pull down, it doesn't snag on your mesh. And then it doesn't want to go through if it does that. So there we go. Easy peasy. And then just fold that back over and pull the needle out. And then tie that. I make sure that I get one wire on each side of a ring because I want it to stay and I don't want it to pull off. If anyone were to tug on that bow and it's not on a ring, it's going to pull off. Let me move over here where you guys can see. Some of it is from the Sims trip. One or two of them are. But the majority of these I already had. Some are from the Wreath shop, some are from Craft Outlet. All right, the bow is on there. So all I have to do is dovetail these ends, and all you have to do is take it, fold it in half, and cut from this, the fold out, and there's your dovetail. Or if you do it backwards like I do, you want to fold, go from your point up, and then that gives you the same dovetail. And I'm going to leave these long. I like long tails on my bows. Now, I don't know names of bows. There are some bows that have names, bows, I guess you would say, that have names. I don't know any of the names. I don't keep up with them. I just make what I like. I've watched other people make them and try to do what they're doing. They don't always come out the same way, but everything is always going to be your own unique style anyway, so make the bow your own too. Don't try to copy someone else. Take what they're doing and make it your own. So I do have a private group, design group, with two other ladies. We all met in Lori's business group, and we formed our own little design group called Team of Dreams Design Group. And it's with Miss Carla Young from the One Stop Boutique and Susan Skelton from AC Inspired Wreaths. I'm sure a lot of you have seen them on lives as well. And then myself. And we do our design classes twice a week, Mondays and Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern. And we do ours on what's called Zoom, which is a video conferencing if you aren't familiar with Zoom. So when we're doing this, you can actually talk to us and see us. We can actually see you and talk to you. You don't have to type and wait for a response kind of thing. So it's more interactive. We have a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. we go. Let me lift you up a little bit more so hopefully, sorry, my arm is in the way. So that you can see that. So I probably will look and see if I have some black and red flex tubing and add those little bows in. Add some little flex tubing to that. Let me see if I'm missing any comments, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, Terry, thank you. Anytime you need help, let me know. First timer from Massachusetts. Thank you so much. Your daughter is a vet. Oh. Would love to make one for her clinic. Make her one, yes. The dog ribbon you can get through Craft Outlet or the Wreath Shop. I ordered those online. And then we've got this little dog bone stuffed toy we're going to put on there so that this can be pulled off and given to their pet if they like. Make sure I get all these little tie or zip tie things off of them. So what I will do is I will make sure I get all that off. I want to cut this tag off because I don't want, there it is. I don't know why they put it way down there. I'm trying to get all these little things that they use to put the ties on or the tags on because I don't want a dog or somebody getting a hold of that. Whoops, scared myself with that. Alright, let me show you really quick how we're going to do this. I'm not going to put it on just yet, but I will show you how I'm going to do it. I'm going to cut this tag off of here because we don't need that. And I don't want to pull it because I don't want to rip the seam. So there, we got that off of there. Alright, so I would take I'm going to use white because the back of this is white. Sorry, let me grab a pipe cleaner here. And I'm doing a pipe cleaner because it'll be easy for them to see it if they want to take this off. So I want to make sure they can see this wire, this pipe cleaner, to be able, if I use regular floral wire, they wouldn't be able to find that wire and get it undone to save their lives. So I'm just going to use a pipe cleaner. I'm going to stick that needle through there, pull this through. Let me squish that a little more so it doesn't rip it. There we go. So all they'll have to do is, I'm not going to tie it tight, but I will twist this on here because I don't want to pull the material and rip it. But I will twist it once or twice so it stays. And then all they have to do is untie this and then untwist it. And I'll give them instructions on how to do it, just in case. And then they can give this to their animal. Because it is a pet toy. It came from the pet section. Where did you say you got the ribbon? The ribbon, hang on one second, I can tell you. All right. This ribbon here with the bones and the paw, the black, that came from the Wreath Shop. This one here came from AC Moore, which you won't be able to get because they're closed now. But you could use something similar to it. I'll give you the number for the black one too if you'd like. Write this down because you can search for it by that number on their website. It's R as in Robert, G as in George, A as in Apple, 115002. Then I've got this one here. Came from Craft Outlet. And this is the red with the black paws and white polka dots. This came from Craft Outlet and that number is U308-1221. And then this one came from the Wreath Shop as well. And this is the white. Oh, I didn't use that one. I used that in the bow. Sorry. This one came from the Wreath Shop. This is the natural. This one here. I think I have another piece over here. This one. The natural with the dog paw. Came from the Wreath Shop. And that number is RGA WA132201. All the rest I just pulled ribbons that I had in my stash and added to the bow, like this one here, the plaid, the black plaid, and then the one with the dogs on it. That one with the dogs on it actually came from the Wreath shop as well. And if you're interested in that, it's got all different breeds of dogs on it. That is R as in Robert, G as in George, 0163527. All right. One more thing to do. We're going to put this on here. Probably should have made this a little bit longer, but you know, we'll get the idea. I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to pull both those wires through at the same time. And then I'm going to wrap it around the frame. And then they'll be able to, because it's white, they'll see it on the back there and all that black mesh. And they'll be able to pull that off and give that to their dog. And like I said, I will leave instructions for anyone that purchases the wreath so that they know that that will easily come off and they can give it. And it is a dog toy. It's not something that you would buy just for wreaths. Ruth, what I'll do is after I'm done, I will go in the comments and I will put all the numbers in there for you. How about that? That'll work better. That way there, if anything happens and you can't hear me, you'll be able to get those numbers. There we go. So they can take this off, give it to their pet, and then they can hang this on their door or their wall. So it's a two-for gift, right? You get a wreath and a toy for your dog. And like I said, it's got the little squeaker in it. Let me see what... There you go. Squeak, squeak. Dogs love that, don't they? I know my mom's dog does. My son used to have a dog that would he just wanted the squeaker. He didn't care about the toy. He just wanted to dig out that squeaker. He would chew on that thing till he got that squeaker out, and then of course we'd have to take it away from him. So there we go, guys. This is day 2 of our 7 days of lives. I hope you will come back tomorrow and join me again. Let me move the camera up so you can see who's talking to you. Hey. So I thank you all so much for joining me today. Like I said, this is day 2 of 7 days of lives. So I will be on again tomorrow afternoon. I'm going to shoot for 1 o'clock, hopefully. If not, then maybe 2 o'clock. But it'll be in that 1 or 2 o'clock range. So I hope you'll come back and join me again. Like my page, follow my page so that you can stay up to date. And if you want to get notified when I go live, you can sign up for my email list. It's pinned to the top of my business page. There's a post there. Or you can tap your screen, hit those 3 dots, and get notifications that way. I will go in afterwards and I will put in the numbers for the ribbons for you guys. The mesh is just basic mesh. You could use any kind of mesh you want. But the dog ribbons and that, I will put those up so that you can get the numbers for those. And like I said, you can get those at most of the places that sell the ribbons and that, like Craft Outlet, the Wreath Shop, Deco Exchange probably has them, Waterman's Loft probably has them. So you can check any of those places out for them. I will take pictures of this this afternoon or tomorrow and post them on my page. It is listed in my shop already. It just has a blue Facebook Live picture instead of a picture of the wreath. So once I get those pictures, I'll put that up. So thank you all. Take care. I'm glad you came and hung out with me for a little while. Take your mind off of everything that's going on. Again, come back tomorrow and we'll do it again. Good night.